What's up, everybody? Ken and Hotep back at it again with another one. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. One in the chat if y'all can hear me. One in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, man. I'm tired, man. I am tired. Dog kept me up all night. Pooch kept me up all night. Oh, the old man, I guess I should say. What up, Reid? I might have to put my dog down today or tomorrow, y'all. I might have to put him down. Cancer spread too far. They're not gonna be able to operate on that. Wow, he a trooper though. He a tough old boy, but you know, I don't want him to suffer, man. Like he having a hard time getting up and down the steps. He having a hard time, using the bathroom. He hasn't eaten anything in the past couple of days. He is turning into skin and bones, man. You know, so it's sad, sad, sad. He's a good boy. I ain't getting no dogs for a while after this, yo. You know, I was one of them people like, oh, it's a dog, man. Why you guys getting so attached? And then I get a fucking dog, and I'm like, I'm fucking attached. It's like a part of the family, yo. You know what I mean? But I can't let him suffer. You know what I mean? And he just looking at me like, nigga, like, let me go. Like I was at like 2 in the morning. He's whimpering at the edge of my bed, and he just looking at me like, nigga, let me go. That's how I interpreted it. I'm like, damn, bro. So I make a call tomorrow to find out what we got to do. I got him on some painkillers they gave him, but I'm like, man, this shit happened quick. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? One in the chat. Can you hear me now? One in the chat. Can you hear me now? Barely. Hold on. Now, can you hear me now? All right, it was something going on with this one. I don't know what the deal is with it. Okay. All right. No, I was saying I'm at to take him to the Rainbow Connection, man. I had to go take him to go to the Rainbow Connection. I said I didn't know what that song was about when I was a kid until I got older, and then I realized, or I found out that that song is about a dog or animals being reunited with their dead owners. I'm like, God damn, Sesame Street. Oh boy, oh boy, that shit is crazy. Anyway, guys, enough about me and my fucking problems. You know, I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years I'll get another dog, but right now I just can't. You know, cause my mother was like, "So what are you going to get another one?" I said, "Hell no, I ain't getting another dog. Like not right now. Like I can't go through this shit again. I don't want to get another goddamn dog. I got to chill for a minute. You know." My daughter don't. I ain't say she don't care. She like the dog, but she don't spend time with the dog. My son got his tarantula. He kind of every now and again I love him. The only other person that's probably gonna take that shit serious or take that shit hard is my brother and my nephew. My nephew think that's his dog too. You know what I mean? What's up, Josh? You know. Anyway, let's get to it. So, if you saw the caption or you saw the thumbnail, Joy Reid, Angela Rye, I think that's how you say her name, and a couple of other fucking yentas are doing a misinformation marathon ahead of Donald Trump's address to Congress. And I said, what kind of crazy shit are they gonna do? It's just they're doing a marathon, right? And I'm calling it the misinformation marathon because come on, look at who we talking about, right? And I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I actually listened to a good portion of it. A friend of mine sent it like on some I don't know if they was trying to be funny or sarcastic, like here listen to this so you can rip down your own people. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that supposed to mean? I was like, I don't be ripping people down, but when they wrong, they fucking wrong. My friends they good friends, and at the end of the day we still friends no matter what the fucking political view is. You know what I mean? But I digress. So i'm listening to I'm listening to the shit, and again, it's exactly what you expect it to be, right? It's exactly what you expect it to be, right? It's them going off about shit that ain't got to do with the price of tea in China. This shit ain't got shit to do with the price of tea in China, right? Literally. So I'm sitting there listening, they talking about unfair policing in inner cities, and this this administration is going to make it worse. The the militarization of the police departments in our communities, and this administration is their favorite term. It's a threat to this democracy. It's a threat to our existence. And I'm like, just stop, just fucking stop, okay? Now, look, I live here in Baltimore, and I do agree with. I don't think that our police department should be militarized. I'm sorry. And if you're going to militarize the police department, then the people, right, need to have the same fucking weapons and guns that the police have access to the same weapons that the police have access to. I'm sorry, that's just my thing. If the police got it, I should be able to have that shit too. Period. Full stop. Right. Period. Full stop. But then I'm like, I get that part. However, let's not sit here and fucking pretend that per capita Baltimore City ain't the most dangerous city in the fucking United States behind St. Louis. Let's not sit here and pretend that Chicago wasn't so bad, didn't get so bad that they actually called and asked Trump for help. Remember that shit? Let's not sit here and pretend that New York ain't got problems. You know, when it comes to crime. Let's not say pretend that DC don't got fucking issues. Memphis don't got issues when it comes to crime. That is soft policing that they're trying to do because they want to, you know, have sympathy for the fucking criminals ain't backfiring. You know what I mean? That's the shit that irks me because they don't bring that shit up. It's like, oh, it's the militarization of our police departments. It's the police abuse, and I get that there is police abuse, but it ain't. That shit is the exception. It is not the fucking rule. So let's not pretend that shit, and let's not pretend that a lot of these situations that these people find themselves in, they didn't put themselves in this situation. Let's not pretend that Freddie Gray ain't put himself in that fucking situation. Let's not pretend that Mike Brown ain't put himself in that fucking situation. Let's not pretend that these people who shoot and fire back or fire at the police and get gunned down or whatever ain't bring that shit on themselves. We see him marching the streets, and it's like there are instances, you know, that deserve for people to be marched in the streets. What's the lady? What was the lady name? Tanya Massey. Was that her name? Was it Tanya Massey? Sonia Massey? What was her name? The one that just said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus and got gunned down by that police officer. I ain't see nobody in the street for that lady. I ain't see nobody in the street for that fucking lady. She was wrongly killed. She was unjustly killed by a fucking demon. I ain't see nobody in the streets marching for her. I ain't see Ben Crump and Al Sharpton out there waving the fucking flag and all of that other stuff. I ain't see shit like that. If you want an example of going out here and fucking shit up in the name of somebody, that would have been a perfect one. Yeah, the hot water chick. They out here marching for just pieces of shit. And that's the thing. A lot of these people ain't grow up in these in fucked up neighborhoods. I don't know if you would say fortunately or unfortunately. I got to see both sides of the tracks. I know how fucked up shit can be in the hood. I've seen it. I've seen corrupt officers, and I've seen ain't shit niggas out here doing dirt in the street. And now with the advent of all these little YNs out here not giving a fuck about nobody or nothing, you need some tough love in the street. You want the demilitarization of the fucking police department, then you gotta fucking be stringent. You gotta be stringent, and you gotta fucking uphold the laws on the books. This is one of the things they was talking about. Like you're not gonna get a hold on your crime situation in your city by being a fucking helicopter parent. For those of us who know what happened when you did some dumb shit, your parents whooped your ass, and you didn't do that shit again. Not saying the police should be out here whooping ass, but what I'm saying is there was a fucking strict penalty to your foolishness, and that's how this shit should be. There's no reason we should have a sign on the side of the fucking jail down here in Baltimore that say Project Exile, drop the gun or pick a room. You're supposed to get 5 off rip if you got an illegal gun. 5 off the top. They don't even enforce that law. They moving the goalposts and doing this soft on crime shit. The mayor here, which is the same in almost every other Democratic stronghold, is sit here taking leniency on fucking violent offenders. That's why your city's in shambles. That's why this city's in shambles. Somebody go out here and murder somebody, you look at a rap sheet, it's fucking 17 pages long. They should have been locked up fucking 16 pages ago. But you worried about the militarization of our neighborhoods. Get a hold of your fucking neighborhoods. Police your neighborhoods. Then you ain't got to worry about the police coming in that motherfucker doing that shit. There's always two sides to the coin, but the whole hour or the whole 30 or 45 minutes I listened to it, it was just one side of the coin, one side of the coin. Then they moved on to prison reform, talking about the prisons. And I'm like, so they're going to sit here and talk about the unfair practices in prisons, but they're not going to acknowledge the fact That shit was happening under Obama. That shit was happening. The fucking crime bill was written under Clinton. You even had the black community clapping for them fucking laws. Clinton signed that crime bill written by Joe Biden. Guess who was sponsoring that shit as far as the black community is concerned? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, the Black Congressional Caucus. They all was on board with that fucking bill. And what they do, they locked up all your daddies and your uncles and your granddaddies. What's up, Mars? They locked up your granddaddies and your uncles and your daddies. And then they try to, do the fucking Stevie Wonder now. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Now these niggas are Stevie Wonder. Oh, she really love me. That's the shit that irks me. They don't talk about the First Step Act. See, the thing is, they don't talk about the First Step Act. You know, the First Step Act let 30,000 people out of jail. Y'all think I'd be joking when I say Trump let more people out of jail than COVID? 30,000 nonviolent offenders was let out of jail. 30,000. That number ain't nothing to sneeze at. And you would think that the local level would try to complement that and start doing their own First Step Act, because it can only happen on the federal level. So you would think that the your local municipalities, your governors and your mayors and stuff will start looking into that same type of legislation for your city and your state. You start doing the same thing, but they didn't. But you want to talk about prison reform, you want to put that shit on Trump. Trump's going to make it worse. He's trying to get us all locked up. He's trying to lock up our black men. No, Trump let more people out of jail than COVID. Trump, 30,000, and majority of those people was black. They don't want to talk about that because it don't suit their narrative. It don't suit their narrative. Go figure, right? That he wants to change the landscape of the 14th Amendment. And I'm like, no, he said the 14th Amendment was for slaves and their children, or ex-slaves and their children. He said that. He said it is not for illegal immigrants to come across this bitch and take advantage of. That's what he said. But they want to put words in his mouth. They want to find a problem with that. And in the black community, you shouldn't even have a problem with that statement. They taking something that was made for black folks, right? No matter how, I guess, like at the time it wasn't. I mean, it still kind of sounds pretty fucking crazy to me. But you taking some shit where it's like, okay, ex-slaves or slaves and their kids, this is what the 14th Amendment is for. And they're applying this shit to illegal immigrants to use to have anchor babies. Meanwhile, they don't need the black vote no fucking more. Or it's getting more and more inconsequential because the illegals and the illegals are starting to outnumber black people. But see, they don't talk about that in their fucking marathon. They don't want to talk about that in their marathon. You know what I mean? Congress needs to change that. You right, yo. But is Congress going to act on it? That's the question. You feel me? See, the thing about it is this. This is what I don't like, right? Like I said, my man Kid Gravity, he be jumping in here, and he'll say, and I'll go on his channel, and me and Kid don't agree on a lot. We don't agree on everything. We agree on at a base level. I understand his argument. He understands my argument. Maybe we might not agree. Maybe you'll agree to disagree. But guess what? We can have that discourse. Kid can come on my channel, and we can talk about something. He can give a different viewpoint than I would have. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll be against what I'm thinking about, or maybe it might be kind of in line, but not all the way there. And the same thing when I go on this channel, right? But guess what? We're having that civil discourse so people can see that diversity of views, that diversity of viewpoints, right? And I'm, but that when you see this whole situation with this marathon that they're having, it's just an echo chamber of a bunch of women, and one guy I thought that was a woman, but he was a guy. But I digress. Um, just sitting there, just bashing the Trump administration without any other diverse voice, right? Because they know that their arguments are just surface level. They can use a bunch of big words like hegemony and all of this other shit, right? But they don't think their arguments are surface level, right? And especially when it comes to Angela Rye and fucking Joy Reid, like their takes are just fucking terrible 99% of the fucking time. But they won't have somebody come on there to rebut them because they're not ready for that. They're not prepared for that argument. They're not going to have, a Candace Owens come on their channel and challenge them. They're not going to have Candace come on there and challenge them because guess what? They probably get their asses handed to them. They're not going to have Sonny Johnson or Olivia Rondeau come on their channel. You know why? Because they're going to get their asses handed to them. They're not going to do that. They know better because they can't walk in that world. So they count on the willfully ignorant to tune into their shit, which I think when I looked at it, it was like, I think they got like 1,000 views or something like that, or maybe a little over 1,500 views on the channel. And honestly, the channel's really grifting off of, trying to grift off of Joy Reid. She don't have no credibility. Her takes have always been horrible. I'm not saying Trump do everything right, because I got my gripes with him, yo. I got my gripes with him. Trump, get the fuck out of Israel. Leave that shit alone. Let them deal with that shit. You better be right about this fucking tariff shit. And as now, when it comes to the tariffs right now, like we reported last night on the channel, if you ain't see the show last night, you missed a fucking fantastic show. I'm just going to let y'all know that. So when we over here, go over to the channel, go back, to last night's show. You can catch it on Rumble. You can catch it on X, YouTube, Kick. It was a fucking fantastic show. But like we touched on the show, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a bunch of shit that I don't agree with Trump with. You know what I mean? I just lost my damn train of thought. You know what I mean? But like with the tariffs, right? There we go. I'm like, I told you guys, I'm not as optimistic about the tariffs as a lot of people. I'm just hopeful. And it looked like this shit's starting to work out. This shit like it's starting to work out. They got companies that's investing in America. I think Apple pledged to invest $500 billion into America. And I guess what that means is like manufacturing jobs and bringing a lot of shit back here. You got Honda, who just said they about to put a plant in Indiana, because they don't want the tariffs, right? You got Kohler, Generac. You got a bunch of other big companies out here that's bringing their business back here to America, bringing their jobs back here to America to avoid the tariff. Bravo, Trump! You get a round of applause for that shit because, now as far as tariffs, like I get it. I think that a lot of these countries would bend the knee when it comes to the countries, but these businesses, you can use them as a tool. You can use them as a negotiation tool, and that's what Trump was doing with this negotiation tool. Again, we are the world's largest consumer in America when it comes to goods and services. So it will behoove all of these companies and countries to conform to what we want them to do. So, because a lot of these countries, their GDP depends on us. A lot of these companies, their fucking bottom line depends on us. So, it would behoove them to do whatever they need to do. Let me turn this over for this phone call. To make America happy. Now, again, I'm going to see how this shit go. I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, tariffs are definitely the way to go. I don't know. I'm hopeful, though. I'm hopeful for anything that he does because I'm an American and I live here. And I need this shit to work. You know what I mean? But the crazy part is that what they're trying to do is preemptively get all these people to hate Trump, right? It's like they're just pushing out this disinformation campaign to get people to be against Trump before they hear what he got to say in front of Congress today. So before people can make up their minds about Trump and hear what he has to say in front of Congress, because let's face it, a lot of people, they don't listen to the news like that, right? A lot of the laymen will say don't listen to the news like that. So they sitting here going off of TikTok and fucking Instagram videos and shit like that, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in the world. So now they can hear from his mouth, and now everybody to get some, one of your friends that might to watch the fucking, like, yo, watch what he says. CNN. Stop getting the cliff notes from MSNBC. Sit down. Hour he gonna be talking, or hour and a half. You know how Trump be doing, and let them make their own determination. But you got people like, again, Joy Reid, Angela Rye, and this fucking panel of fucking agents trying to sway the opinion of the people before they even get to make an informed opinion themselves. That's the crazy part, yo. It's that new media, yo. It's that new Mockingbird media. I need y'all to understand. It's that new Mockingbird media. Operation Mockingbird ain't go nowhere. Now it's got to go into the digital. It's got to go into the digital phase now. And make no mistake, Joy Reid gonna play. She gonna play her part in the digital Mockingbird media. Like I said, you got like people like Sean Ryan. They're gonna play their part in the digital Mockingbird media, and a couple of other people. Don Lemon, who knows? But they're disruptors. And sometimes disruptors can be good, but in the way that they want to disrupt, they want to misinform the people. They want people to have a preconceived notion about Trump before they even hear what he got to say. Rogan, possibly. Only reason I would kind of push back on Rogan because he been here from. I think he's been here before this whole new media movement, but could be. I think Alex Jones might be compromised now. I think Alex Jones is fucking. He's stepping lightly. Because they almost fucking they neutered the shit out of him. You know what I mean? But I can't disagree with the Rogan thing. You know, yeah, you got to read the news, right? I don't want you guys to take me at my word. I appreciate you guys taking me at my word because I feel like I'm well researched, and I ain't gonna just tell y'all no bullshit. And if it's something that I get wrong, I'm gonna correct the record on it. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to be sitting here just taking my word for shit. You know what I mean? I want y'all to research that shit. See if I'm telling y'all the truth. I challenge everybody to do that. You know, hold on. Hey, what's going on? I think at 10:30, some guy's supposed to meet. I forgot his name. I think something Stowers. I can't remember. I think it's Brian Stowers. He's going to meet me. He's supposed to meet me here to deal with the sound system. All right. All right. I'm just relieving Miss Pettigrew when she gets back on time. All right. Thank you. Brian Stowers. Yep. I'm over here at the cruise terminal. Got to deal with some audio visual stuff. I think the guy said 10:30, so he probably 30 minutes out. I think he coming from Virginia. There we go. Damn, I thought this shit was gonna help me see better. Fucking sunlight is killing me. See if I catch up with the chat a little bit. Let's see. face probably all big as shit in the camera and shit. Brown is the new black. I like that. Tricked again, the white man slick. It's exactly what it is, gobbledygook. It's a bunch. It was just an hour and like 15 minutes of Keisha babble, y'all. Oh man, I need Trump to stand on business with no tax on overtime and tips. Yeah, yeah. Didn't it pass? It passed the Didn't it pass the House? I think that should pass the House. Tariffs historically work. Yeah, I know tariffs historically work. Um, I'm just like I said, I never because it wasn't in my lifetime. I guess you should say, but in theory it should work. I just don't want to jump on that train and be like, yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. I don't want to just jump out the window on that. You know what I mean? Y'all see what's going on in your confirmation? I appreciate it. It passed the House. That's what I thought. You know, Blinko, you going time out for 24 hours for that comment. But yeah, so like I said, I love my friends, yo. All my friends are great people. It's just that sometimes they get caught up in all this minutia. They get caught up in all of this hype. They get caught up in all of this pro-black shit, and I'm like, yo, stop. Because a lot of this pro-black shit y'all before be leading y'all astray. And I'm not saying be not to be pro-black. I'm pro-black. But these talking heads in the pro-black community be sitting here trying to lead you astray. Think for yourself. I never seen so many people who didn't trust the government. All of a sudden, they want to fucking trust the government when it came to Biden, and now they don't. And then all these people that don't trust the government and trusted the government with Biden, when Trump come in and try to shrink the government and make the government less involved in your life, you guys are fucking dead set against it. That shit makes no sense to me. Like the fucking policing, it shouldn't be federal. That shit should be on your state and local. It should be state and local law enforcement. None of that shit should be federal. So when we have an issue, that shit should be you should be taking that shit to your governor and your mayor. The federal government should have nothing to do with policing in the city. What's next after it passed the House? It's got to go. I guess it's got to go to the Senate and get passed. I hope it gets passed in the Senate. I hope it gets passed in the Senate. No tax on overtime and no tax on tips. That's a fucking major win. Right now, Trump winning. I want y'all to understand something. If my friends are watching, because sometimes they'll lurk, I want y'all to understand something. All right. One, nobody's appointed in the executive branch except for the president and the vice president. So when you hear that argument that Elon isn't elected, neither is fucking Pam Bondi, neither is Kash Patel, neither is Tulsi Gabbard, neither was Eric Holder, neither was Hillary Clinton, neither was Robert Mueller. None of those people were elected. They were appointed at the behest of the president. The president can create a task force, just like they did with the Russia collusion bullshit, to investigate some shit. And that's what Doge is doing. You guys are crying because Doge is going in and finding out why we not going to have Social Security in the next 20 to 30 years when we're ready to retire. That's what y'all complaining about. Y'all complaining about them cutting government jobs that should have never been jobs in the first fucking place. And what I mean by that is that the Biden administration created jobs solely, not for the fact that we needed those jobs. They created jobs solely for the fact of saying, or solely for the benefit of saying that they created jobs so their numbers look good. There was a lot of redundancy in the federal government where we didn't need all of that. Why is USAID around? Somebody explained it to me. Why is there a USAID? The State Department can do that. Remember the Inflation Reduction Act? 85. Was it 85? How many? 85. Was it 8,500 or 85,000 IRS agents? I always get the number confused. Was it 85,000 IRS agents or 82,000 IRS agents who was auditing just normal people? They wasn't auditing the rich. They was auditing everyday working Americans. Those jobs weren't necessary. Right, the FDA, they are like you're crying. It's the FDA. The FDA is the ones feeding us poison. The FDA was the ones feeding us poison. The Inflation Reduction Act increased inflation. I did a video on it when it came out, explaining how it was increasing inflation. And I'd be damned if I wasn't right. What's up, Daisy girl? You know what I mean? That shit, it irks me. By the way, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We do this every morning, and I got a show that I do Monday nights and Thursday nights at 10:30. Canon Hotep YouTube channel, Rumble, Kick, X, all Canon Hotep. Anyway. Yeah, the FDA kept rating, exactly, Rudy. The FDA kept rating the Amish. The Amish out there living the cleanest life as possible. They got raw milk and butter and all that. I love going to a good Amish market, gosh dang it. Y'all ever been to an Amish market? You get some of the best shit from an Amish market. You get some of the best. I had fucking brontosaurus fucking ribs at an Amish market. I went to the Amish market and was like, yo, what is that? Fucking brontosaurus ribs. God damn. These shits is delicious. Big ass beef ribs and shit. I was like, damn. Fresh bread and all that other stuff, eggs, yo. But the FDA want to go fuck with the Amish. They want to go fuck with the Amish. They allowed red dye number 4 and red dye number 40. That's a badass band. Red dye number 40 to be in our foods, fucking up our kids' mitochondria, and brain chemistry, and our brain chemistry and mitochondria. The FDA don't tell you that the food pyramid should be upside down. If you want to be healthy, the food pyramid, you need to flip that bitch upside down. Fats and shit need to be at the bottom as your base. Them grains and shit should be at the very tippy top. You should be doing that shit in fucking moderation. They don't tell us that, but all this shit needs to be revamped. This is all Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi said. And then they come out here, RFK, who's kind of saying the same shit that Dr. Sabi would say. Oh, he don't know what he talking about. Oh my God, that he get rid of red dye number 40 and shit, and people mum's the word. Mum's the word. Oh, this is a threat to democracy. He like this is poor diplomacy. Why would they yell at Zelensky like that on live television? Let it have been Obama cussing Zelensky ass out. They'd be like, "That's my president. That's my president." Don't come in here with that mess. They don't like the messenger. They don't like the person that's doing the fucking good work that he's doing. Now, when Trump do some dumb shit, I'm gonna call that shit out. Trump, I wouldn't have retweeted that fucking that Gaza AI fucking ad. That shit was fucking just poor taste. All right, if you want to turn Gaza into fucking Sandals Resort, do that shit on the low. Don't be fucking touting that shit like that. That shit was cringe, bro. I need Trump to come through with the national reciprocity. I'm hoping if he gonna make Cash Patel, If you're gonna be the acting director of the ATF for a little bit, I need you to get rid of the fuck. I need you to get rid of tax stamps. I need you to get rid of the NFA. I need you to get rid of that silencer restriction that we got. I need you to step in there and get that shit off the fucking books. And don't say that they can't, because the Biden administration had their little puppet in the fucking ATF and they was just creating rules as they saw fit. They wasn't using Congress. They still use their horses and cattle. Yeah, yo. Yeah, get them books from Dr. Inky. I'm trying to get me a full art. Oh, yo, Rudy, I got some shit. I got some dope ass shit, Rudy. I got me an FN 49. I thought it was an M14. First, I thought it was an SKS, and I was like, this ain't an SKS. Then I thought it was an M14 because the shit looks just like the M14. I'm like, it's not the M14, but it do look like the M14. And then I had to do some research. I had to do some digging, and I found it. I was like, oh, this shit is a fucking. I ain't know. I guess back during World War times, everybody was making like a Garand variant. I guess everybody was making a Garand variant back then. You know what I mean? So that shit dope. I wanted to show it on the stream yesterday, but if I would have pulled that bitch out on the stream, they'd have fucking nuked that bitch. Don't get it twisted. Y'all love Trump no matter what he does. If you don't, the MAGA will call you a traitor. The other side don't fall in line like that. That's not true. That is not true, Doc 81. That statement is not true. We Hoteps. We ain't MAGA. Right now, we know that Trump is what's best for America right now. I get called a traitor by both fucking sides. I get called a traitor by both fucking sides. I did a video on the bullshit that Elon pulled at that fucking speech with the fucking Sig Howe. I knew he was his tism was acting up. I tell yo, you need to cut that shit out. I got fucking lambasted for that shit. My take on the Israel shit ain't popular in the MAGA crowd. See, what you don't understand is that I'm real out here. A lot of these talking heads ain't had a fucking hard day in their life. I ain't gonna say I'm a hood nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood. Mama stayed on me, so I turned out pretty good. Shout out to Andre 3000. But I seen shit, and I seen both sides of the tracks. And I'm gonna call that shit out on both sides how I see it, like all Hoteps do. Me, Hotep Jesus, Uncle Hotep. We don't just stump and cap for Trump. But at the same time, we're not gonna let our people be led astray and go against their best interest because some like what you just said, oh, you're a traitor. Because that's what the left calls us. They call us traitors. So when I come out here and I tell them the shit that our people are I guess our influencers in the black community won't tell them. All of a sudden now I'm a traitor to the black community because I'm giving you all the information that they won't say. They're purposefully leaving shit out. I don't leave shit out. If Trump do some fuck shit, I'm gonna tell y'all he did some fuck shit. I don't give a fuck if MAGA called me a traitor. I'm not MAGA. I got me a Trump hat. It's right here. I throw that motherfucker on right now. And guess what? I'll walk around the hood with this bitch on. And guess what? I walk around the hood with this. I walk around the hood with this bitch on. And guess what? Won't nobody say shit to me. You know why? Because a lot of the hood is for Trump. They ain't MAGA, but they for what Trump doing right now. That's what a lot of y'all don't understand. Black folks understand politics. They understand fucking economics. If Trump gonna help them eat, They for it. If Trump gonna let their grand or their uncle out of jail, which a lot of people, I know a few homies who uncles or a couple of homies who came home because of the First Step Act. We don't subscribe to one ideology. I'm gonna call the shit out. I defended Brandon Scott when the bridge collapsed. It was calling him a DEI mayor and all this other shit. That shit wasn't his fucking fault when that bridge got hit. That shit, honestly, we find out that shit was a targeted attack, but they won't say that shit in the news. That wasn't him. That wasn't Westmore that knocked that fucking bridge down. I defended them, and I don't like him. I like Westmore as a person. He a cool guy. I met him. I could sit down and have a beer with Westmore and shoot the shit. His politics, I'm just not. I'm not with his politics. Kwesi and Fume. I know Kwesi and Fume personally. Fantastic person. Great guy. I just don't agree with his politics all the way. Some of the shit I do agree with Kwesi because he an old school. He an old school Democrat. But some of the other stuff I don't agree with Kwesi and Fume. See, I can pick and choose the shit that works for me on both sides. If you don't touch my speech, if you ain't touching my money, if you ain't touching my guns, I can rock with you. And for all the trolls that's in my chat right now, so you telling me that Trump did nothing good? So what was the First Step Act? Was that terrible legislation that he signed into law? The First Step Act? Hmm? That's what I want to know. How about when he gave HBCUs the bag for like the next 10 years and gave them an office at the White House under his administration? Hmm? Was that bad? What about making a black woman the head of his pardon department or whatever the fuck he just created? It's a black woman that's going to sit there and she's going to oversee all of these petitions to be pardoned or clemency, and she's going to make recommendations to Trump on who he should let out of jail. Y'all against that? Because last I checked, Biden ain't do that shit. Obama ain't do that shit. Biden took 40. Trump gave HBCUs the bag. Biden took $43 billion from their budget. But Ukraine got $350 billion though, in aid and money and fucking weapons. Crazy part is that these HBCUs still let Biden go speak at their fucking commencements. I'm like, he took money from you, $43 billion out of your budget that Trump gave you. What about the tax cuts that everybody? Oh, he trying to help his billionaire buddies. 91% of the lower middle class benefited from those tax cuts, from that tax plan. I'm just saying. Hmm? See, the thing is, I can sit here and give you good things that Trump has done for the community. Give me one thing Biden did for the community. Give me one thing Kamala Harris did for the community. Give me one thing Obama did for the black community. But see, Joy Reid and Angela Rye and even Charlemagne got to concede the facts now. I think he just see which way the wind blowing. But even he conceding the facts. But the people like Angela Yee and Joy Reid and Don Lemon and Rachel Maddow and Anderson Cooper, those guys want to keep leading you astray, giving you half truths. Donald Trump's a threat to the Jasmine Crockett. We just covered that last night. He's a threat to our democracy. Why is he a threat to our democracy, Jasmine? Give us an example. See, y'all take they shit at face value, but don't hold their feet to the fire. Like, yo, give me an example why he's a threat to the democracy. What did he do? Huh? Why is he a threat to the? Why? Because he just found all his misfeasance and malfeasance. He just found all about all his money laundering, misappropriation of funds. People that's 120, 130 years old getting fucking unemployed, Social Security. Yeah. Charlamagne played both sides. Like, you should be championing that shit. Me as an American and as a black person, I'm sitting there like, nigga, this why I'm not getting Social Security in 30 years? Because they stealing it? That should piss people off. $100 million for fucking $100 million for Sesame Street tape to go to Afghanistan or whatever the fuck it went to. We know that wasn't what it went to. We all know that's what they put on the fucking ledger, and that money went to some fucking warlord's pocket or some politician's pocket. We already know. But when you hear ridiculous shit like that and how much money they spent for that shit, it drives you up a fucking wall. This is where my taxes are going. And the way people sounding right now, they really think that the government can spend their money better than they can spend their money. Why are we paying into a social security when we're not going to see it? We could take that money and invest in something else. What's up, John? Anthony says, like the equal tariffs, why is it okay for other countries to put tariffs on us, but when we say, okay, we're going to put the same tariffs on them, they freaking out. Yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, yep. You know why, John? Because they don't know that these countries put tariffs on us. They're not getting all of the information. You feel me, yo? They don't get all the information. They don't know that Canada fucking taxes us. Mexico taxes us. They don't know that. No, nope. This should need to be fair. Oh my God, they're talking about dropping out of NATO. You understand, right? If America drops out of NATO, there is no more fucking NATO. That's why they're freaking out. If America drops out of NATO, NATO is no more. America pays 70 to 75% of the bill when it comes to NATO. We have the largest standing army when it comes to NATO. We got the largest standing navy when it comes to NATO. If we take our fucking pocketbook and our personnel and drop out of NATO, NATO will not survive. It's what you call a bargaining chip. Trump playing 4D chess with these niggas. But y'all, we need NATO. Why do we need NATO? Why do we need NATO when NATO is dependent on us? If some shit pop off, they need America in that bitch because America is the fucking strongest arm of the fucking of NATO, of the treaty. We can handle that shit ourselves, and we wouldn't lose any allies. Hell, if America pulled out of NATO, maybe a couple other countries that probably drop out of NATO too. Yeah, Josh, what we say last night, y'all? What was that number last night? They said in 2024, America spent $967 billion on NATO last year. Last year, we spent $967.7 billion on NATO last year. That's wild. That's wild. What could we have done with $967 billion in America on top of the $350 billion we gave the Ukraine and fucking money and weapons? That's what? That go to the veterans. These homeless veterans. This could go to mental institutions for people because a lot of these homeless people out here on the street, they got mental issues and they need to be put in a facility to help them. A lot of these people need fucking medicine. If they got medicine, they would probably be productive citizens of society. Like that money could have went to so many homegrown initiatives to help the betterment of the American people. But no, no, we just keep pushing this money out to these other clandestine organizations or government factions. So it's been America last since forever. Fix the water system in Flint, man. We could have fixed the water system in Flint and then gave everybody a new house and still had money left. I think we should leave. Should leave NATO. It's because they focus on free healthcare for everyone, but don't focus on defense for their own country. They spend something like 300+ billion on free healthcare. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's interesting. Bottom line is this, guys. When you hear these talking heads, you see them getting on these emergency podcasts and shit like that. Even when you hear me talking, you hear Hotep Jesus talking, you hear Uncle Hotep talking, right? You hear Tim Pool and those guys, you hear Sonny. I don't care who it is you see or hear. You hear these TikTok people coming on. This will blow your mind with their fucking mystery music and shit like that. When you hear it, get on your Googles and go look that shit up yourself and make sure the shit is right. Because 9 times out of 10, there's some nuance or there's another side to the story or there's the whole story that they're not telling you. And it's on purpose. It's like the Pied Piper just marching us off the cliff. And that's what they are here to do. They're here to be the Pied Piper to march the people off the cliff. Anyway, I gotta get in here to this meeting. I got some shit to do with the sound system at the cruise terminal. Hopefully, this don't take me too long because I ain't ate breakfast and I'm hungry. Anyway, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, guys. Let people know we live. You catching the replay? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the topics at hand, man. Anyway, what's today? Tuesday. Tomorrow I want to do a movie night, y'all. We're gonna do a movie night on Kick, right? I think we're gonna watch. I'm gonna put a poll out on Twitter. I guess we're gonna watch Repo Men or we're gonna watch Upgrade. You know, since we got all this transhumanism craziness that's been in the news, we're gonna watch Repo Men or we're gonna watch Upgrade. Um, I'm interested to know what y'all think. Matter of fact, while I got y'all in here, type this in. All right, so I'll put the poll. Oh shit. So I'll put the poll in there because I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think. So Rudy said a Bronx Tale, The Godfather. We gotta keep it on. We gotta keep it on message, Rudy. We were talking about transhumanism last night. We showed that they trying to get like I said, go back and watch the show. They're trying to do this rehabilitation thing that they want to do in the near future with inmates, where they basically put them in like the fucking Matrix. Like they put an implant and put some fucking goggles on their eyes, and next thing you know, it's Inception, and they in some simulation, and that simulation, it'll feel like they've been in there for however many years they get, but realistically, out here it's been only 10 minutes, and it's supposed to like just rewire them, which I thought was fucking crazy because that sounds like some Universal Soldier shit, in my opinion. So when we were talking about that, I was like, yo, I started thinking about Repo Man and I started thinking about Upgrade. So I was like, what movie should we watch? Is it Repo Man or is it Upgrade? You know what I mean? You know, what's Platform? I ain't never heard of Platform. Man, Scribble says sounds like fantasy. It sounds like coming to a fucking city near you, in my opinion. Rudy said he going to the top of the mountain all alone. But we're gonna do this on Kick. So if you don't got a Kick account, it's free. It takes 2 seconds. Make a Kick account. Canon Hotep over on Kick. I'm Canon Hotep across all platforms, guys. But the ones I'm most active on is YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and X. I'll probably start streaming the YouTube, Facebook soon. TikTok, they banned me for like 10 years, so I don't even know if I can even go live on TikTok. I can still make fucking videos and post them, and it's hit or miss whether it gets into the algorithm. They won't let me promote it and none of that shit on TikTok. And I don't even know what the fuck I did. But let's see what we got going on. Oh shit, it's 50-50 split. It's a 50-50 split. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Next one's gonna I'm gonna give it another minute on the poll. We'll see. Pause. Okay, upgrade just took upgrade. Oh shit, it's back 50-50. 56. Upgrade is in the lead. We're gonna give it another, what's the name? Platform. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go Google that joint. What's up, Haram? Haram Life in the building. Go subscribe to the Haram Life. So what y'all understand, it's a lot of people like me out here. It's a lot of us out here that talk. We give you that real spit. We give you that real take. You know what I mean? We look at shit at a 30,000 foot view, and then we let you know how what we feeling on that shit. Haram Life is one of them. You know what I mean? Oh, upgrade is pulling ahead. Oh shit, that was on the Black Mirror. Dude was they gave dude 1,000,000 years, but it was only the weekend in real time. That's crazy. That's crazy. That would be like that's just being trapped in your own mind. That's wild. A lot of that Black Mirror shit is crazy, yo. Nah, I just do Mondays and Thursdays. When it comes like for the nightly show, I'm doing Mondays and Thursdays, and then I do this on the way to work. Now, and I said I'm thinking about it, is actually doing a daily show. And I mean by a daily show, not this, but from my studio in my basement with everything, my computer and all that good shit, like I do on Mondays and Thursdays, but do that shit daily, like from 7 to 8. So it will replace this, but it will be, actually just it'll be me in my studio, like a fucking morning show. You know what I mean? And I'll do that shit from like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I can get my black ass to work, get my son out the door, and then I would still do the Hotep's Been Told You after party on Thursday nights. So that's what I might do. You know what I mean? Oh, you talking to Reef? Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, damn, Reef. I wish I had a driver position on the right side. I think that like YouTube, like it used to. I don't know why it doesn't mirror me. I don't know why it doesn't mirror me. Like it used to, but now it doesn't. I don't know why. I wouldn't mind having a right hand drive car, but if I had a right hand drive car, I would prefer to have either a Supra or the Skyline, like a R34. Give me an R34 right hand drive Skyline or a Supra, yo. I'd be happy. I'd be happy. Yeah. All right. So like upgrade. won. Upgrade won with 54% of the vote. So we're gonna go with Upgrade, guys. Well, 53% of the vote. We're gonna go with Upgrade. Maybe we watch Repo Man another night. So tomorrow night, I'm gonna say, let's go 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, we're gonna watch Upgrade. It's just wild. It's a wild ass movie, man. 24 days till Hoteps take Jersey. Parker would be 10 times easier. You had a 92 ZX. Was your favorite car? '92 ZX. Turbo? Was it a turbo? I used to want a 93. The wide body. I want that 93 wide body. Rudy said he had two different flames. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, let me get my ass out of here and get into this meeting. I think the guy pulling up, I think that's him right there. This fucking Benz is hot. I need something like this. This is what I need right here. That shit fire. I'm not big on like you know cars like that, but that shit look good. That shit look good. Anyway, guys, till next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. Don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. I holla at you.